Have you ever found yourself drained by trying to control others, whether it's a partner who won't commit, a friend who keeps disappointing you, or a boss whose mood swings dictate your day? What if I told you that two simple words could change everything? Welcome to this deep dive into Mel Robbins' transformative book, The Let Them Theory. In this journey, we'll explore how embracing the mantra "let them" can liberate you from the exhausting cycle of managing others' behaviors and reactions. This isn't just a concept, it's a practical tool to reclaim your peace, focus on what truly matters, and live authentically. At its heart, the "let them" theory is about something so simple, yet so profoundly difficult for many of us to practice. It's about recognizing, truly accepting, that the only behavior you can ever control is your own. That's it. Not your partner's, not your friend's, not your child's, not your co-workers, just yours. And when you really let that truth sink in, something starts to shift inside of you. You realize how much energy you've been spending, or rather wasting, trying to fix people, change their minds, correct their behavior, or make them act the way you think they should. That's where so much of our stress, our anxiety, and our disappointment comes from. This illusion that we can, and should, manage how other people live their lives. But here's the breakthrough Mel Robbins shares, and I want you to hear this loud and clear. When someone does something that frustrates you, that lets you down, that feels selfish or rude or careless, you don't need to step in and control it. You don't need to argue. You don't need to overanalyze. You simply let them. Let them be late. Let them ignore the message. Let them flake. Let them gossip. Let them scroll instead of listen. Let them walk away. And when you do that, when you stop trying to bend yourself in knots to make someone else behave differently, what happens is nothing short of powerful. You shift your attention from external chaos to internal calm, from trying to manage someone else's world to managing your own, from reaction to intention. And it's not about giving up. It's about giving yourself back. Your peace, your time, your emotional clarity. Because every moment you spend trying to control someone else's choices is a moment you steal from your own potential. Mel puts it this way. People will always do what they want. The question is, what will you do in response? Are you going to let their behavior dictate your emotional state? Or are you going to reclaim your power by refusing to get tangled in their mess? Letting them doesn't mean you approve of the behavior. It doesn't mean you are weak. It means you are strong enough to let go of control and wise enough to protect your peace. Because trying to change people who don't want to change, that's a full-time job, and it pays in burnout, not results. Don't skip this part. This is where the real transformation begins. It might sound too simple at first. Just let them, that's it. But the simplicity is the brilliance. Because once you try it, really try it, you realize how much lighter your heart feels, how much clearer your mind becomes, and how much more space you have for the people and the priorities that actually matter. And here's something to remember. The let them theory is not about them. It's about you. It's about creating emotional freedom. It's about allowing yourself to stop fighting battles that were never yours to begin with. So if you've ever said, why can't they just pause, breathe, and say, let them. Let them be who they are. Let them show you what they value. Let them reveal themselves so that you can decide, with clarity and strength, how you want to move forward. Stay with me, because coming up next is a real-life example that brings all of this home in the most relatable way possible. Consider this for a moment. Your friend cancels plans at the last minute again. You had been looking forward to seeing them. Maybe you'd rearranged your schedule. Maybe you even put in extra effort. Picked a place. Got dressed. Mentally prepped yourself for connection. And then just like that, a casual text rolls in, hey, something came up, can we reschedule? Now, your first instinct might be disappointment, maybe frustration, or even anger, because this isn't the first time. You feel dismissed, unimportant, maybe even a little embarrassed that you keep giving your time to someone who doesn't seem to value it. But here's where the let them theory changes everything. You pause, you breathe. And instead of spiraling into resentment or drafting that long text explaining how hurt you feel, you simply let them cancel. Let them be inconsistent. Let them reveal who they are, not through their words, but through their patterns. You acknowledge the truth of what's happening. You stop trying to make excuses for them. You stop taking it personally. You let the moment be what it is, a reflection of their choices, not your worth. And that's the key difference. You're not bottling it up. You're not avoiding conflict out of fear. You're consciously choosing not to fight a battle that doesn't need to be fought. You're choosing clarity over chaos, peace over control. Letting them doesn't mean you're okay with being treated poorly. It means you see their actions clearly, and instead of trying to change them, you change your response. You decide what you'll tolerate. You decide how often you want to invest in that relationship. You decide what kind of access people get to you, not out of spite, but out of self-respect. You see, when you let someone behave how they want, they show you exactly who they are. And once you know that, really know that, you get to decide how close you keep them. Letting them doesn't make you passive. It makes you powerful. Because now, you're not reacting emotionally, you're responding intentionally. That's emotional maturity. That's personal leadership. And yes, it takes practice. It takes courage to not lash out, to not guilt trip, to not chase an apology or an explanation. But when you get good at letting people be who they are, you'll notice something incredible. Your anxiety decreases, your relationships get clearer, and your energy returns. Because you've stopped trying to control the uncontrollable. Let me ask you, how many times have you overthought someone else's behavior, trying to figure out what you did wrong, what you could have done differently, how to fix it, when really, they were just showing you who they are the whole time? If you've ever sat by the phone, waiting for someone to show up for you the way you keep showing up for them, this part is for you. You don't have to overfunction. You don't have to over-explain. You don't have to overextend. You just have to let them cancel, let them flake, let them make choices. And then you strong, centered, clear, you get to make yours. Stay with me. Because up next, we're going to explore the flip side of this. What does it look like to let yourself make decisions without guilt, without seeking approval? You won't want to miss it. This is where true freedom starts to take root. This doesn't mean you condone disrespect. It means you choose peace over control. And let's be very clear about something, because this is a point a lot of people get twisted. Letting them doesn't mean you're okay with being disrespected. It doesn't mean you're passive, or weak, or just rolling over to be walked all over. No, not at all. What it does mean is that you are no longer wasting your precious energy trying to control how other people act. You're no longer chasing after closure or explanations from people who don't have the emotional maturity to offer them. You are not condoning bad behavior, you are just refusing to lose your peace over it. You see, when you try to control people, when you chase, fix, rescue, or constantly correct them, you're actually keeping yourself stuck. You're staying hooked into a cycle of emotional reactivity that drains you. And the worst part? It never really works. The more you try to fix someone, the more they resist. The more you demand change, the more they pull away. But when you let them speak disrespectfully, cancel plans, not show up, or act in ways that disappoint you, you're not accepting that behavior into your inner circle. You're simply refusing to fight a losing battle. You're saying, okay, that's who you've chosen to be today. And now I get to choose how I respond to that. Let them, and then you decide. Do you want to keep them close? Do you want to set a boundary? Do you need to communicate your feelings calmly, or step away entirely? You are not powerless. Quite the opposite. The power is now back where it belongs with you. And the peace that comes with this approach, it's almost immediate. You'll feel it the moment you stop trying to force things to go your way. The moment you stop arguing with someone's true nature. That's when your nervous system relaxes. That's when your mind gets quiet. That's when you come back to yourself. If you stop now, you'll miss the most powerful insight of the entire book. Because what Mel Robbins is teaching us through this theory isn't just about how to handle other people, it's about how to come home to ourselves, how to stop abandoning our own emotional safety in pursuit of someone else's approval, how to let people go their way while we go ours in peace, with clarity, and with love. And love doesn't always mean closeness. Sometimes love is letting someone walk their own path, even if it doesn't include you. Sometimes love is silence. Sometimes love is letting go, without a fight. And the best part? When you stop trying to manage others, you finally create the space to manage your own life, your dreams, your goals, your relationships that do feel good, that are reciprocal, that are safe. So remember this, letting them isn't giving up, it's growing up. Don't go anywhere, because coming up, we'll flip the lens and talk about what it means to let yourself be who you truly are, without guilt, without permission, and without needing anyone else to validate your choices. This part might just change how you move through the world. Letting them doesn't mean you're okay with being treated poorly. It means you're done trying to control people who don't want to change. You're choosing your peace over their behavior. This isn't about weakness, it's about strength. Real strength is staying grounded while others act out. When someone disrespects you, you're not saying it's fine. You're saying I see that, and I won't fight you, but I will protect my peace. You stop over-explaining. You stop chasing apologies. You stop exhausting yourself. Because trying to change someone who doesn't want to change, that's emotional bankruptcy. Letting them is letting go of the illusion that you need to fix it. It's the decision to choose clarity over chaos. If you've ever felt stuck in someone else's drama, don't skip this part. This is the shift that gives you your power back. This is where peace begins. Let them, and then choose you. Letting them isn't just about others. One of the most powerful parts of the let them theory is learning to let yourself, letting yourself be who you are, without apology, guilt, or overthinking. Let yourself say no. Let yourself rest. Let yourself outgrow people, places, and patterns that no longer serve you. How often do we silence our own needs just to keep the peace? How often do we shrink, delay, or suppress our truth just to avoid disappointing someone else? You don't need to earn permission to live authentically. You don't need validation to make the right decision for you. Let yourself evolve. Let yourself try and fail. Let yourself take up space. Because when you give yourself that freedom, everything changes. You stop seeking approval. You stop doubting your instincts. You start building a life that aligns with who you truly are. Don't miss this. It's not just about letting them go their way. It's about finally letting yourself step fully into yours. This next part is where the true self-trust begins to take root. Stay with me, because what we're about to dive into is the secret to long-lasting confidence and emotional freedom. You won't want to miss it. Think about how much energy you spend worrying about what others think or how they'll react. The let them theory teaches you to stop that cycle. When you let people be who they are, you free yourself from the need to control their opinions, their moods, or their decisions. And here's the magic. When you stop trying to control others, you start to control your own life. This means setting boundaries without guilt, saying no without over-explaining, choosing your own happiness, even if it disappoints someone else. It's not selfish, it's necessary. If you're still holding on to the idea that you need to fix or change people, pause right here. Because if you stop now, you'll miss the most powerful insight in the entire book. That peace comes when you stop fighting others and start loving yourself enough to let go. Remember, letting them is the first step toward loving yourself fiercely and freely. Letting them also means understanding that other people's choices don't define your value. When someone lets you down or disappoints you, it's not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their own priorities and limitations. This truth can be freeing, but it's often hard to accept because we want connection, approval, and kindness from those we care about. Mel Robbins reminds us that we don't have to carry the weight of others' actions on our shoulders. Instead, we get to decide how much space we give to their behavior in our lives. Letting them be who they are creates boundaries without bitterness. It creates room for healthier relationships and clearer self-respect. Don't rush past this. This is where your emotional independence truly begins. You reclaim your power not by changing others, but by changing how you relate to them. And that, my friend, is a game changer. One of the most freeing parts of the let them theory is realizing you can't control how people treat you, but you can control how you respond. When someone hurts you, cancels on you, or disappoints you, your power lies in your reaction. You can choose anger, resentment, or you can choose peace. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It means feeling them fully, then deciding not to let those feelings control your life. It means saying, I see what you did. I'm not okay with it, but I won't let it steal my joy. Imagine how much lighter your days would feel if you stopped investing emotional energy into trying to fix other people. This choice frees you to focus on what truly matters: your growth, your happiness, your peace. If you're ready for real change, don't skip this part, because embracing this mindset is where transformation truly begins. Letting them be is letting yourself live fully. Letting them also means trusting yourself enough to set boundaries and stick to them. It's okay to say no when something doesn't feel right. It's okay to step back from people who drain your energy or don't respect your time. Boundaries aren't walls. They're bridges to healthier relationships and better self-care. Mel Robbins emphasizes that when you let others be who they are, you create space for real connection, the kind that's based on respect, honesty, and mutual understanding. You stop chasing approval and start attracting people who appreciate the real you. Think about it. How many times have you sacrificed your own peace just to keep someone else comfortable? Letting them is your permission slip to stop that cycle. It's your invitation to reclaim your energy, your focus, and your life. Hold on tight, because the next part reveals how this theory helps you break free from toxic patterns for good. You won't want to miss it. Another powerful truth in the let them theory is that letting people be themselves often leads to clarity about who deserves to stay in your life and who doesn't. When you stop trying to control or fix people, you start seeing them clearly. Their true colors show, and that honesty is a gift. This clarity helps you make better decisions about your relationships. You begin to invest your time and energy in those who respect you, support you, and uplift you, not in those who drain or disappoint you repeatedly. Mel Robbins points out that this isn't about cutting people off out of spite, but about protecting your peace. It's about surrounding yourself with people who add value to your life, not chaos. If you're still hanging on to toxic relationships or draining connections, don't skip this part, because this insight could change everything for you. Letting them be is the key to healthier, happier relationships. Letting them also means embracing patience with others and yourself. Change doesn't happen overnight, and neither does healing. Sometimes people will continue to disappoint or frustrate you, and sometimes you'll struggle to let go or accept what is. Mel Robbins reminds us that patience is part of the process. It's about showing up for yourself every day, choosing peace even when it feels hard. It's about forgiving yourself for wanting control, and gently practicing letting go. This practice builds resilience. It teaches you to respond to life's challenges with calm instead of chaos. And with every small step, you grow stronger, more centered, and more free. Don't rush this. If you stop now, you'll miss the powerful reminder that letting go is a journey, not a one-time decision. It's in this patience that true transformation takes root. Keep going. Letting them also means shifting your mindset from needing to be right to wanting to be at peace. So often, we get stuck in arguments, grudges, or endless explanations because we want to prove something to ourselves or others. But Mel Robbins teaches that winning a fight or proving a point rarely brings true satisfaction. What brings peace is acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean agreeing with or liking what happened. It means acknowledging reality exactly as it is without resisting or denying it. When you accept, you stop wasting energy on battles you can't win and start focusing on what truly matters: your well-being. Imagine how liberating it would feel to stop fighting everyone else's behavior and start fighting for your own peace. This mindset shift is where your power lives. If you stop now, you'll miss the real heart of the let them theory, that peace is your ultimate victory. Stay with me. This is where the transformation begins. One of the biggest breakthroughs the let them theory offers is teaching us how to stop personalizing other people's behavior. When someone disappoints you, it's easy to feel like you're the problem, like you did something wrong or aren't enough. But Mel Robbins flips this on its head. She reminds us that other people's actions reflect them, not you. Their choices, their limits, their priorities, those are theirs alone. Imagine what it would feel like to stop internalizing blame every time someone lets you down. Imagine reclaiming that emotional space for yourself instead of carrying the weight of others' shortcomings. This shift is huge because it frees you from unnecessary guilt and self-doubt. If you've been caught in the trap of trying to fix or explain others, don't skip this part. This insight is the gateway to emotional freedom. Letting them be means accepting their humanity, flaws, mistakes, and all, without sacrificing your peace or self-worth. Now that you've heard the core of the let them theory, the power of letting people be who they are, and most importantly, letting yourself be who you truly are, it's time to take that wisdom into your life. Remember, this isn't about giving up or settling. It's about choosing peace over control, clarity over chaos, and self-love over approval. If this message has sparked something inside you, if you feel ready to stop chasing what you can't control and start focusing on your own freedom and happiness, then I encourage you to dive deeper. Grab a copy of the Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. The link is in the description below. Trust me, this book will become your guide on the journey to emotional independence and authentic living. Don't forget to like this video if it helped you, subscribe for more insights like this, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Your peace is worth it. Let them be, and most importantly, let yourself be.